Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Up and Moving. I'm Steve Elmer, a college professor here at Michigan Tech University. The goal of Up and Moving is to help keep adults physically active during the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. We're here today from my deck for the Saturday surprise workout. So great to have you with us. A couple of things that you're going to need. As always, we'll start with a bottle of water. If you have a broomstick or a mop, something in the kitchen that you can grab. So a bottle of water, a broomstick, I'm getting all fired up here, and then a softer surface a little bit later, or a yoga mat. And then if you have a chair, preferably something without armrests, those would be the four things: water, broomstick, chair, and a softer surface for a little bit later. I'll give you a second to grab those, and then we'll get started with our workout today. While we're waiting for folks to grab equipment, I'll run you through a couple things that we're going to be doing. So today's workout's a general conditioning workout. We're going to place some good healthy stress on the heart and lungs. We're going to start with a short warm-up, and then we're going to go through 3 different conditioning circuits, one focusing on lower body movements, one on upper body, and then the last one will focus a little bit more on the trunk and core muscles. And then we'll finish up with a cool down. We'll shoot for approximately 30 minutes, plus or minus. We may throw in an encore bonus movement or 2, and then we'll be done, and you can enjoy your Saturday here. It's a little misty, little rainy in the background, but we'll see if the rain holds off here while we're out on the deck. So if you guys are ready, we'll get started with our warm-up here. I'm going to get our timer going. We're going to just start by doing some arm circles here and moving around. Get you loosened up for our conditioning workout here. I want to say good morning to everybody joining us on Zoom, and I know others are on Facebook Live. And for those of you watching this, perhaps in a day or 2 on our YouTube channel, again, we appreciate you being with us. Make these arm circles a little bit bigger here. There's also a good opportunity to walk around the living room, the deck, the garage, wherever you are. Just make sure there's no rugs, coffee tables, anything in the way that could bump into or trip up. Okay, let's go ahead and reverse those arm circles. Going to start smaller and then gradually make these a little bit bigger. Okay, next one we're going to do, shake out those arms. We're going to do some crosses here. I want you to think about when you're reaching towards the walls of the room, kind of opening up, sticking out the chest here. Keep doing our crisscrosses here. We're going to stand up on our toes, come down, stand up, toes, down. A couple more here. Okay, shake out those arms. We're going to do some twists here. A couple of other announcements. As we're doing the guided workout today, it is guided. It's from home. You pick the intensity. If you need any extra breaks built in at any time, you can feel free to take a rest. If we're resting for a minute, you need a minute and a half or 2 minutes, that's perfectly fine. You can jump back in with us. But my job is to help guide and encourage and keep you moving, and we'll do this together as a group here. Okay, we got our twists here in. Let's go ahead and do some knee hugs. These are one of my favorites. Just going to go ahead and grab the knee and pull it up towards the chest. Give you a side view here. And in the first couple minutes here, getting warmed up, and we'll jump into our first lower body conditioning circuit. Grabbing that knee, pulling it in. Next one, we're going to flip it around. Now we're going to do some butt kicks. So I'm just going to try to touch my the back of my shoe, my heel, towards my butt. Hopefully you're feeling like your heart is starting to beat a little bit faster. I know I'm breathing just a touch harder here. That's what we want. Getting warmed up. And gradually make the warm up a little bit harder each minute. Here we go. Okay, next we're going to transition into what we call zombie kicks. This is an up and moving special. So I'm going to head, put my arms out, shake my fingers, wiggle my hands. I'm just going to kick my leg up. As you're doing this, you'll feel a little stretch in the back of the leg here, our hamstrings. And if you'd like, you can walk around. I'm going to give a shout out to one of our doctoral students, Isaac Weidig, who this is his move here. Every workout, I think he wants us to include the zombie kicks in. All right, next one. This one's dancing bear, looks at the moon here. I'm going to reach down and first just touch my knees and reach up. Hit my head back, look up towards the sky. Just repeat this pattern. You can reach down, touch those toes for a little bit greater range of motion here. Give it the side view here, or front view, excuse me. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to take my right arm now, and I'm going to reach and touch my left toe. And I'm going to alternate left arm to right toe. Back and forth here. You can always go to your knee. Just a few more to go. Next one, we're going to do just a couple of disco dance moves here to get us loosened up. Going to roll those arms, stick the right foot out. Roll those arms, stick the left foot out, and take that left arm, reach up towards the sky. Trying to move around on our feet here. And let's go ahead and roll those arms backwards. Bend down a little bit. Give a little bit more of a dynamic step out here. Okay, last couple. We're going to finish up with a couple of jumping jacks here. Show you the modified version first. I'm going to take a step to my right here, and then to my left. Let's start with these, and in a few seconds, if you're looking for a little bit more challenge, we can jump into the regular jumping jacks. This is a great modified version here. A little bit more friendly on the ankles, knees, and hips. We're going to go 30 more seconds. If you can, we'll pick up the pace here. This will finish out our warm-up. We'll be ready to go. I'm going to count it down for us here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a quick rest. If you need a drink, go ahead and grab one. Get things set up here for our first circuit that we're going to be doing. Just got through our warm-up. Next, we're going to move into our lower body circuit. I don't think we'll need any items for this one. Not yet. The next one we will. So we'll give you a minute of rest here, and then we'll jump right into it. In between our circuits here, it's always good if you're feeling okay. You can walk around a little bit. A little active recovery never hurts. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. Okay, we're going to get started here in about 15 seconds. Get you back in the center of the room. Just giving a tap to the leg muscles, make sure we're ready to go. Okay, first we're going to start with a little bit of jogging in place. You can also walk, do a march. I'm going to start with a jog. For this circuit, we're going to jog for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to throw a different movement pattern in here to keep you moving around in a good way. We're jogging for 30 seconds here. And in just a minute here, we're going to jump into some squats. Okay, so as we're jumping into our squats here, we're just going to do a little baby squat here. We're going to step to the right, a couple squats, back to the center, and then to the left. We're just going to keep this pattern going here for about a minute. Then we'll jump back into our jog / march or run. To make this harder or easier, I'll give you the side view here. You can really modify the depth of your squat if you're doing a quarter squat here versus a deeper squat. Deeper is going to be a little harder. Keep it going. Might feel it in the quads, also some of those muscles in the back of the butt. Let's do one more rotation. I'm over here to the right, back to the middle. Double check, knees aren't going past the toes here. Last couple. Okay, let's jump back into that jog. And if you're feeling pretty good, you can jog a little faster here. Gonna get ready for some jumping jacks. Okay, we're gonna go for a minute of jumping jacks here. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1. I'm doing the modified version first. Looking good here, everybody. You can always pick these up if these are a little faster tempo. And the regular ones here also work. You can switch back and forth. Just about do these about another 10 seconds. Count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hop back into that jog here. Let's even run around the room. Just to make sure we're getting our steps in here. Jogging here. Gonna keep it going, really drive those arms if you can. We'll come back to the room here. Our last minute, we're gonna do some forward and back movements. When you're ready, just gonna come up to the camera, wave. Gonna backpedal, double check, nothing's behind you. Up to the camera, thumbs up. Back. We'll show off our guns here on this one. Double wave. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna meet you over to the right of the room. Come back to the center. Go the opposite direction here. Up to the left. Back. Couple more here as we finish this lower body circuit out. Meet you back in the center of the room. Finish out our circuit here. We'll take a quick water break. Let's give it another 15 seconds here if you can. Drive those arms. Finish out on a strong note here. Pick up those knees. Count it down together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.54, 3, 2, 1. And great work, everybody. Take a quick breather. Grab a drink if you need it. Give you a quick reset. And we'll move on to circuit number 2 here. While you're regrouping here for this one, we will need our broomstick. We will also need our chair. We're going to start with these. Again, if we have a chair without armrests, that's ideal. Back up here a little bit. If you don't have a chair, we'll be able to modify it here. You can do all of these standing. To make them even a little harder, you can do them standing, a little quarter squat here. I'll show both. We'll finish up with our active recovery period here. Walk around, move around, grab one more drink if you need it. Got that broomstick, that mop, anything you can hold in your hands here. So our next circuit's going to focus on some of the upper body movements and muscles. We're going to work that for about 4 or 5 minutes. Keep our workout moving along. We'll get our timer reset. So before we get into the circuit, let's show you the movements we're going to go through. The first one, it's actually quite fun if you haven't done this before. We're going to start with a little bit of canoeing. Okay, so I have the chair here. Now with canoeing, it certainly is using the arm muscles, but it's not so much this versus if you have a good grip on your broomstick or your paddle here, you're sort of reaching out, and as you're manipulating the paddle here, it's involving a lot more muscles than just your arms. You're almost doing a baby crunch. So you're putting a lot more sort of whole body movement into than just this. So it's less this and more reaching out, almost a straight arm. You're coming down, you're initiating that with some of the bigger muscles in your stomach here. Just practice a couple of these. You'll get the motion down. When I'm doing this, I feel like I am engaging some of those muscles in my stomach and trunk. And also, my arms are moving, of course. Okay, so you've practiced that a couple times. One other one that we're going to practice here is the kayaking motion. So if you grab your broomstick, put it straight out. Okay, in a minute, this will be our second one. We're just going to do the kayaking motion here. And again, it's not so much this with your arms, but it's putting the paddle out. It's utilizing a little bit of a crunch motion here, trying to use some of those bigger muscles, kind of going through the kayaking motion here. We're going to go through this. We're going to get started with canoeing, then go to paddling. Okay, if you're ready, we'll pretend like we're on the water here. And here we go. Start with our canoeing. Have your feet at a nice 90-degree angle here. I'm kind of at the edge of my seat. I'm going to do 5 strokes on the right here. I'm going to switch sides. 5 strokes on the left here. 3, 4, 5. And let's switch back and forth. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's switch up a little faster. 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit faster. If you can pick up your pace, I won't count the strokes. We'll just say we're paddling on our right here into a headwind, up the current with the river here. Switch sides. Some type of mosquito there. And switch. A few more. We'll get into our paddling with our kayak stroke. Switch sides. Remember to crunch. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that broomstick, mop, whatever you have. Put the paddle straight out. Let's do our kayaking motion here. Well, really holding that far out here. Keeping those arms a little straighter than you perceive. It's less of this, a little bit more of a whole upper body movement here. Give you the other view. While you're doing this, if you don't have a chair, you can do the stand-up paddleboarding motion, almost like sweeping the floor here. Around the room, or we're paddling here. So keep this up. Let's go up the river here another 30 seconds into that headwind. Next time you're watching TV, grab that broomstick and you can paddle your way right through the commercials. Okay, we'll count it down here and we'll go to our next movement. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Throw that paddle in the weeds. Move that canoe out of the way, or kayak. We're going to grab our arms, give you the side view here. We'll do a little ski. Put those arms out, take those fingers, shake those hands, bring them in. We're going to do a skiing motion here. We're moving pretty fast on our skis. We're doing what they call the double pulling movement. Kind of bending, hinging at the waist here. Again, doing a crunch, using my arms to propel me forward. Make this a little bit more challenging. Come up on those toes. Really start to look like those elite skiers. See our participants here on Zoom. They are just flying by me here. Great work, everybody. Keep it going. We'll count these down. We got one more movement, and then we'll take a break. 10, 9, 8. Come up on those toes if you can. We're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gonna meet you back in the center here. We're gonna climb to the top of the fire tower, climb the ladder here. Then we'll take a quick break. Okay, gonna reach up, back on the screen here. Reach up like I'm climbing a ladder. Keep those feet running. Bring those knees up. See if we can climb to the top here. If you need to move around, go right ahead. Get back on the camera. Reach it up. Bring those knees up. 20 seconds left. Take a breather. Okay, we'll count it down here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you need a drink, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to set up for our next circuit here. While we're getting ready, we did our warm-up. We did our lower body conditioning circuit, our upper body conditioning circuit, mixed up the movement patterns here every minute. We're going to do our last circuit here before our cool down. This will be more of a core conditioning circuit. We're going to start standing. Eventually, we're going to transition to the floor. So grab that, if you have a mat, a blanket, or a softer surface, such as carpet, that would work great. Give you about another 20 seconds and then we'll jump into our last circuit here before we do some more cool down and stretching. What we're going to start with is some standing abs. I'll demonstrate really quickly here for you. Move my mat just a hair here. I'm going to take my arms here, put them up. What I'm going to do is take my right elbow and try to touch my right knee. So the movement pattern will be like this. Just practice a couple of these. The subsequent movement that we're going to be doing is called a mountain climber. An easy way to do these, if you can see me here, show you quick on the stool. You can do these off of a couch, even the wall, but I'm going to extend off, bring my knees up to my chest. Doing these on the wall, same thing, something to lean into. We'll do these back to back. Get a good workout before we hop down. Let's start with the standing abs if you're ready. Okay, so hands up here. Let's just give a couple of claps here. We can bang on our chest here. Rub our hands together. Taking some steps here. Bring those arms back up. And we'll take our right elbow to our opposite knee. Taking my left elbow to my right knee. Just going to go back and forth. Should feel a little, again, that crunch. Breathe. You can slow these down. Really try to get that knee. If you can only bring it up this fine, that's perfectly A-okay as well. Give you a time check. Yep. A few more. About 10 seconds here. We're going to bust into those mountain climbers. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to grab my chair here, a couch, chair, wall. You can even do these off the ground when you're ready. Bring that knee up to the chest. Looking good, everybody. Pace yourself on these. I'm going to switch to the slightly more advanced version in case you need this one. So kind of up in a plank. Give you a time check here. About 15 seconds to go. Keep those legs moving. Keep breathing. If you can, drive those knees at a little faster tempo here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, we'll do a mini reset here. I'm going to show you the next movement. We'll be down on the floor here. We're halfway through. Really like these ones. These are called ankle touches. I'm going to lay down here. Let me show you first. I'm going to take my right arm, reach up towards that sky. And I'm going to reach over and see if I could touch my right ankle. Feel free to bring those heels in a little closer to your butt if you need to. And it just should be something that you got to reach over and tap. Left arm, going to reach over and tap. So try it with me. Try a couple. Take a quick break, and then we'll get going here in about 10 seconds. So we're just doing some ankle touches or ankle taps. You ready to go? Okay, let's get after it. 3, 2, 1. Start our ankle touches. When I'm doing this, I'm feeling this again, almost right on the side of my stomach here. In between my hip and my shoulder. You guys are doing great. We're working through our core and our trunk circuit here. I'll give you a time check. A little over 15 seconds to go on this one. Keep breathing. I know it's a little hard sometimes. You're contracting those stomach muscles. We got one more core exercise after this. It's a interesting one. Let's finish these up. 10. Actually, no, it's more like 5, 4, 3, couple more to go. 2, last one. Let's do one more touch. Great. Was making us go longer than we needed there. Okay, regroup here. Hopefully we're still okay. Last one. These are called dead bugs. These are pretty interesting. Give those stomach muscles a quick reset. I'll show you here and demonstrate, and then jump in when you're ready to go. Okay. I'm going to put my arms up, put my legs up. I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to, let's start with the easy version, the more basic version. So this could be one option here. Have the knees up, arms up, and you're just going to bring your arm back and then back up to the center. To make these a little bit more challenging, bring those legs up and manipulate those arms nice and controlled back and forth. Next step, you can try it with the legs. I think you can see where we're going. We're adding more body parts that are moving. And then the final version is to take the right arm, extend up over your head, and take that left leg, extend it out. Okay, we have started our clock here. This is our last movement, everybody. Let's go ahead and do whatever amount of dead bugs we can do here on the home stretch. You pick the variation that works for you. If you just want to move your arms or just your legs, that's a great start. You can do both at the same time. Let's get after it here as we're finishing up. If you need to take a reset, put your feet on the ground, jump back in. We're going to go another 10 seconds here. Count these down with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, hang in there. 6, you got this. 5, 4.5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and rest. Chair here. Awesome job. Let's give you a virtual, well, not a virtual, an actual round of applause here. Give yourself a virtual tap on the back and take a quick breather here. We're going to move into our cool down circuit. A little bit of light stretching. And we'll be done for today. After we're working the trunk muscles and the stomach muscles, I like to do this one, a nice stretch. A couple different names for it, cobra or sphinx pose, but I'm just going to come down on my forearms here, and I'm just going to look out the window if you're inside, wherever you're at. Just going to look straight forward, and just by doing this, you should feel a little bit of a baby stretch, kind of right here in the chest and stomach. So you can start with this, just kind of hang out here. The next variation is you can come up on your hands, kind of put your body weight. If you have any shoulder issues, you may want to avoid this one. If this is hard on the wrists, kind of see what I'm doing. I'm kind of more here on my knuckles. Good little stretch. I don't know about you, but definitely having fun this morning. It is a warm one out. It's warm temperature here, probably inside and outside, and certainly a little steamy with this fog and humidity here. So I am sweating right along with you guys. Okay, next, do a little child's pose. I'm going to be on my knees here. Just put my arms straight out. A simple version is if you come down on your forearm, this is a great place to start, and then extend those arms out. Just kind of sit back, drop that head. We'll just hang out here for a little bit. Take a couple deep breaths. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Another breath in and out. I'll meet you back here on the center of the camera. Gonna back up here. I'm gonna take my right knee. I'm gonna cross it over my left leg. Just gonna bring it in, kind of grab it, kind of hug it like this. Might be feeling a stretch down here by the side of the butt, back of the leg, side of the leg. You can kind of play around with this. If you want to lean into it a little bit, you may feel a different pull or stretch. Kind of come back and into it. Just leaning in, kind of hugging that right knee. I'm feeling a good stretch here on the side of my leg and even up into the part of the butt. Okay, let's go ahead, switch sides. Go ahead and take that left leg, cross it over. Just gonna hug it. Now I'm gonna lean in ever so slightly. Feeling it here, side of my hip up into my butt. You feel like you're breathing, your heart rate are coming down slowly here. That's what we're shooting for. Okay, we'll put those legs out. Next one we're going to do is we're going to sit back here. So you can see this. Let's see if I can give you somewhat of a side view. I'm going to bring those knees up to my chest. I'm going to hold them. And I'm just going to make a circular pattern here, kind of like almost like you're an egg. Do a few in the clockwise direction. A few in the counterclockwise. No major stretching here per se, but kind of a nice movement on the low back, mid back, even some of the hips here. Go ahead and stick the right leg out and do some ankle circles with that left foot. Just make a circular pattern. Remember to go in both directions. Go ahead, bring those legs back to center. Stick that left leg out. Now that right leg. Just doing some ankle circles here. And clockwise, counterclockwise. Couple more stretches and then we are done for today. Gonna do a little hamstring stretch here. Reach up towards that sky. Just gonna reach to see if I can touch my toes, if I can grab my ankles. And then another option, you can put your feet slightly apart, come out to the center, reach. Let's go to the left here. Give you a couple different options there. Any of these will work, but I'm gonna lead us through stretching out the left side first. Again, nice stretch in the back of the leg. Over to the right. Coming back to baseline here. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good. Okay, I'll meet you back up in the center of the room. Get the mat out of the way. Quadricep stretch here, stretching front part of the leg. I'm going to grab onto the side here for balance. Reach up. Little pull on the front part of the leg here. Some final announcements as we wrap up. Again, kudos to you for joining us today, whether it was on Zoom or Facebook Live or watching on our YouTube channel. Our goal with Up and Moving is to help keep you, your friends, family, neighbors, and everybody here in the Upper Peninsula active during the pandemic and as we build forward even beyond the pandemic. Our workouts, we have 3 days a week. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. We have them Mondays at 5:30, Thursdays at 9:30 in the morning, and then Saturdays at 10 a.m. Each workout's a little bit different. All the information is on our website at upandmoving.org. We also offer a Wednesday lighter movement session at 12 and 12:30. So that's a great way to just come right from the office or at home, wherever you are, and just take more of a lunch break with us and move around and take a break from sitting. There are lots of ways to stay active, and we really encourage you to find ways not only to stay active yourself, but to encourage others. Kind of that magic number is about 20 minutes a day, whether that's workout with us or if it's walking the dog, doing yard work, chores around the house, it's just anything to get your heart and your breathing up a little bit. So, okay, we'll finish up with this one here, a little side stretch. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Feet a little bit wider than hip width. Gonna reach up. I'm going to reach over to my left. I'm going to drop my left hand and put it by your hip, by your knee, somewhere on your leg. Just going to reach over. This stretch, you can get, I'm feeling it kind of from my shoulder down to my hip. Do the other side here. Just a minute, I'll go ahead and stop our recording here. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to stay on and talk to you, say hello, and connect for a minute or two. We hope to see you at our next workout, whenever that might be, or fit with your schedule. And if you miss any of the live versions, you can always hop on our website and get to our workout archive. We just counted, I think today, the 230th workout. So we'll keep going strong and have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and take care.